Sean Connor, nephew is a sophomore, and a couple of other folks, Jimmy Dorlack. So we've always heard a lot about Rockhurst, and ultimately, my son will likely be here in a few years. So this will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. First down play for SLUH was stoned from the Rockhurst defensive line. So it is 2nd and 8. Kyron Ellaby, the quarterback. Handoff here. Up the middle and still churning. Jordan Taylor with the carry. A first down for SLUH. So, again, if you're joining us right now, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. The camera is not on yet as we try to work this out. Still off. So we're going radio right here. Handoff Jordan Taylor on the carry again.
SLUH ran the second power dive off to number 9 out of the shotgun. First one was 2nd and 8 yards at the 39. 2 or 3, so I think they've got something up the middle.
Yeah, SLUH last week had a tough week versus Christian Brothers, lost 37-0. And now this week they'll come and try to take on a 6-2 Rockhurst team. They're 7-1. They love to run the ball. They want to keep the ball on the ground. They have a great running back in Jordan Taylor. In motion, left side. That is tipped and incomplete. Kevin Sullivan got a hand on it. Play action screen to the left side, bubble screen. And Sullivan, the defensive end, got into the backfield, read it perfectly, got a hand on it to break it up. So 3rd and 8.
It was almost a backwards pass, but the officials said they were
Yeah. So luckily for SLUH, no disaster there early. Sullivan also tied in for Rockhurst. I mean, he could have maybe picked that off. Lucky to get a hand up there and break it up. So 3rd and 8, trips to the left for Kyron Ellaby, the 6'2", 270 quarterback. Ellaby dropping, looking, now taking off, and he drops the football. Ellaby jumps back on it. He will be short of the line to gain. He looked like he was about to scramble, and he just dropped the football. Maybe some of the conditions coming into play here.
Yeah, it's been raining most of the day, and then it let off for a little bit, and then it's picked up in the last hour or so. So the ball's going to be slick, and he dropped it about 6 yards short.
So SLUH 3 and out to start the day, or actually 1 first down, and then 3 straight plays where they're stopped. 4th and 5 for them. They will punt. This one a low kick, fair caught. Cash Lewandowski there. Rockhurst will start from their own 26. Garrett Miller will lead them out. Miller on the season. He's done a great job for this team. They love to run the ball, want to go through Cash Lewandowski, and you got to think that with these conditions, they're going to want to keep the ball on the ground that much more today.
I think both teams are going to look to run the ball. Conditions favor running, and both teams I think are more run-oriented than pass.
Yeah, traditionally in Coach Donahoe, his coaching career, he loves to keep the ball on the ground, then run play action off of that. Now 1st and 10, and a flag already. Looks like it's going to be offsides on SLUH. So Rockhurst will pick up a quick 5 yards here.
It's like one of their interior linemen lined up offsides.
Yeah, a mistake early from them. Big mistake. They were penalized a lot versus Christian Brothers. That was a game that saw a ton of stoppage time just due to penalties. And so already starting off on the wrong foot. Rockhurst will move up an extra 5 yards. Miller trips to the left, Lewandowski on his right hip. Out wide, Blake Thomas to his right. Miller dropping, looking downfield. Thomas open, and he makes the catch, a leaping catch there. Blake Thomas inside the 30-yard line. Rockhurst this season, they have been able to attack downfield consistently, something that we haven't seen in the past. And now Blake Thomas doing it early.
Number 4 has speed for sure. He goes a 50-yard reception, man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, Thomas, he's been on the same page with Miller all season. His classmate, both juniors. So Rockhurst will have both those guys next season. 1st and 10 on the SLUH 26-yard line. Pitch play left side, Lewandowski. He will stumble ahead past the 20, inside the 15. First down there.
Lewandowski's a tough back. He had a pitch to the left, it's all hole, and brought it back to the right.
Yeah, great vision there. Lewandowski, a wrestler here at Rockhurst as well. So a great athlete, super fast, great hands. He's a sneaky receiver out of the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 15. Rockhurst already in the red zone versus the Junior Billikens. Trips to the left. Miller takes the snap. He's going to go that way. Screen pass, and it is broken up. Wanted Tristan Johnson, and that is a play that Rockhurst runs all the time. They line up trips to one side, and they have Tristan Johnson take a screen pass. Earlier in the season, he broke one for a 58-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Johnson, a great athlete here for Rockhurst.
That outside linebacker is the one, I think it's Keenan Harris who broke that up. He's the Mizzou cadet, so he went right through the block and broke up the pass.
Yeah, Keenan Harris committed to Mizzou, a 3-star, offers from various places, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, Oregon, ended up committing to Mizzou. 2nd and 10, handoff, Lewandowski right side, and he will be brought down on the 0 of the 10-yard line.
Lewandowski just pushed that pile.
Tackled right on top of that right number. They're going to have it inside the 10. 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 after 9.
The Rockers can pick up a first down and not have to score a touchdown.
Yeah, so 3rd and 4. 2 to the left. Lewandowski behind Miller. Miller under center. Handoff. Lewandowski to the right side. Pushing ahead and inside the 5. He will pick up the first down. I think he is down at about the 3-yard line.
At the 3-yard line. Rockers ran to the weak side, of the short side of the field. Lewandowski was able to get to the corner.
Yeah, Lewandowski, great speed. A good job by SLUH to not let him get into the end zone there. That's one that usually Lewandowski cashes in. 1st and goal from the 3. Now a wildcat formation. 3 blockers to his right. Lewandowski. Right side, he is, they're going to say short. Short of the end zone. It looked like he might have got it initially. An interesting formation. We actually have seen them run that already this season. They ran it for St. Thomas Aquinas in that overtime game. They went for 2 to win the whole game, and they came out in that set. It's a wildcat with 3 blockers offset. Before they could run the play, Aquinas called a timeout, and they came out in a different set. So we have seen Rockers tease that play before, and they ran it there. 2nd and 1 from the 1-yard line. Lewandowski lined up behind Miller. Left side, and Lewandowski into the end zone easily. Rockhurst on the board first, 6-0.
Lewandowski walked in on that one. The interior line for the Rockers did a good job of creating the gap.
Great blocking there. The freshman, Kevin Novel, the 3rd. Left guard doing a good job of creating that hole. So on for the PAT, Devrex. So far this season, he's been consistent for Rockhurst on extra points. This one up and good in the wet conditions. So Rockhurst already 7-0, a great first drive to start the game for them. SLUH will look to respond. Again, if you're joining us, technical difficulties. The huddle cam so far has not turned on. So we are going radio right now with us in the booth and with Steve Torline, first color person in Rockhurst student broadcast history. Very grateful to have him here. Very grateful for Scott Hopke, one of our producers, and Tom Cruz, the offensive coordinator and athletic director. He's helped us out a lot in this production.
Rockhurst looked great on the opening drive. They held SLUH on their opening drive.
1-yard touchdown run.
A long pass to Thomas set that up for Lewandowski's walk-in touchdown.
So Henry Tevis will kick it away. He started us off with a kickoff. To start the game, Rockhurst deferred. They will get the ball to start the second half. Tevis, a former varsity soccer player. joined the team mid-season. This one a low line drive kick, and it will roll out of bounds. So an early flag.
Rockhurst doesn't want that on their kickoffs. It puts the ball, I think, at the 40-yard line. So
Yeah.
it gives SLUH great field position on that second drive.
Good field position for SLUH to start now. Tevis, again, inexperienced. First year playing football. He joined the team mid-season. So he has had a few kickoffs that have gone out of bounds. He does have a leg, though. The first kickoff he had went all the way into the end zone for a touchback. SLUH High will start at the 35. So high school rules, kickoff out of bounds starts at the 35. In the NFL, starts at the 40 now. Kyron Ellaby, 270 pounds, will take the snap here. Taylor to his right. Looking right side, caught. Zach Allen.
Ellaby with a play action pass off to the right side.
Yeah, Zach Allen, a smaller target for him. They like using him. He's their returner for punt returns, kick returns. Very speedy. Committed to Lindenwood to play football there. Offers from Southern Miss and Miami, Ohio, as well as Northern Iowa. So 2nd and 4. Ellaby handoff right side. Jordan Taylor brought down there, not much.
Couldn't tell who made the tackle. It looks like maybe it was Brendan Murphy.
Yeah, it was a swarm of Hawklets. Brendan Murphy got in there. A few Rockhurst defenders.
Gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 3.
Pickup of 1, they'll say. So 3rd and 3. SLUH High from their own 42-yard line. And now a Wildcat formation. Keenan Harris, the Mizzou commit, in the backfield. Take it left side, and he is stood up. He will not get there.
He's about a yard short.
Great tackle there. Peter Nixon, the safety, stoned him. So now SLUH High will punt away. They only got 1 on that play. They lined up and ran Wildcat, 2 offset blockers. Rockhurst, when they ran their Wildcat formation, had 3 offset blockers in the backfield. Will Orlando, their punter. He got a lot of reps, more reps than SLUH High would have wanted last week versus Christian Brothers. On their left hash. This one a high punt. This one is not going to be far. Drops at the 40, takes a Rockhurst bounce, and is touched at the Rockhurst 42.
Terrible punt by number 0.
Yeah, not a
18, 20 yards.
Not a great punt at all. And Rockhurst, they made the mistake early on the kickoff, kicked it out of bounds, gave SLUH High great field position, and SLUH High gives it right back to Rockhurst. 3 and out. Rockhurst will start at their own 42. Yeah, lots of passing on that last drive. Once they got into the red zone, some handoffs to Lewandowski. But they already hit on a deep play. They've been great at that so far this season. Miller now dropping right side, throwing. Tristan Johnson with the catch.
They were trying to set up the hook and ladder.
Yeah.
5 was looking to pitch it off to Blake Thomas, but it just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, Thomas lined up in the slot. Tristan Johnson lined up out wide, ran a short comeback, and Blake Thomas ran right under him after he made the catch. Luckily for SLUH High, they did a good job of tackling him early there and holding him to a short pickup. 10 yards there. Enough for a first down. 1st and 10, Miller under center. Pitch, Lewandowski to the left side. He is stopped finally. He gets up to the SLUH High 41-yard line. So already Rockhurst opening some holes on this SLUH High defensive line.
Yeah, they're picking, they're going to both sides. They're going to the right to the left, and they're having success on both sides.
Rockhurst has already lost their starting center on the season, Jack Sprague. In the first game, broke his tibia. In game 4, James O'Farrell, their starting left tackle, hurt his knee. He's out for the season. So a weaker offensive line, but they've been able to run the ball so far. 2nd and 3. Miller, read option, right side, Lewandowski. He goes up inside the 35-yard line to the 34.
Rockhurst again runs to the short side of the field, away from the strong safety. And they're seeing success. They've got another first down.
Rockhurst moving it again on SLUH High.
1st and 10 at the SLUH 34.
Now at their 34-yard line. Had an opening drive touchdown, seamlessly drove down on the Junior Billikens defense, and they're doing it so far again. 1st and 10, 34-yard line, handoff, Lewandowski. The tight end Robertson gives him a block, a stiff arm, and a hurdle. Jumped over Zach Allen, landed right on top of the 30.
It was close. Rockhurst went to the right side of the field that time, and Lewandowski almost got to the edge.
Good job by Allen. Forced Lewandowski to leave his feet. Cash couldn't land back on his feet and keep going. A pickup of 4. They were on the right hash, now they're on the left hash. At the 30. Power formation. Play action. Miller rolling to his right and dumps it off. Tristan Johnson with the catch and a move. Beautiful move by Tristan Johnson. Made a defender miss on the sideline. He is inside the 20-yard line for a first down.
Rockhurst lined up in the old school I formation with the play action to Lewandowski. And Miller rolls to the right and finds Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson, a great athlete. Already 2 catches today. They want to get the ball in his hands. They tried to get him the ball on the first drive. Ran a screen pass his way. At the SLUH High 20 in the red zone yet again. Johnson in motion. Touch pass going his way. Johnson running over the tackle and still on his feet. Johnson cuts it in. Touchdown, Rockhurst.
Great play by Rockhurst. Johnson took the touch pass. One tackle, and he's in the touchdown.
Yeah, SLUH High had some opportunities to bring him down there. A few chances, but nobody wrapped up. And in these wet conditions, if you don't wrap up, these guys are going to slip away from you. Tristan Johnson doing a good job of taking the touch pass there, 20 yards into the end zone. Rockhurst now up 13-0 in the first quarter, pending the extra point here. Up and through. Devrex with his 2nd extra point of the day.
Great hold by Pitzel in these wet conditions.
Yeah, certainly something to watch. The holding. These conditions for kicking are going to be a problem. 14-0 already. So, Steve, what have you seen from Rockhurst that's allowed them to just dominate offensively?
I mean, it starts with offensive and defensive lines. Their offensive and defensive lines are controlling the line of scrimmage. And Lewandowski is taking advantage of it. Defensively, they're holding SLUH to 2 or 3 yards at a pop.
Yeah, SLUH High offensively has not been great. They didn't score all of last week. Got shut out 37-0 by Christian Brothers. That was their first loss on the season. They're 7-1. Rockhurst is 6-2. So Tevis busy early here. His 3rd kickoff in the first quarter. A good sign for the Hawklets. Back to return Zach Allen and Keenan Harris. High kick caught. Keenan Harris from his own 10 takes it. Harris with some blocks. Harris turning up field. Tackled at the 35-yard line. Keenan Harris had a seam there. Good job by Rockhurst to converge on him. If Peter Nixon didn't make the tackle there, that could have been broken for a lot more.
You can see why Harris is a Mizzou commit. He has speed and size.
Harris committed to Mizzou, a 3-star, according to 247 Sports. 1st and 10. from the 35, SLUH High. They started from the 35 last time, but it was on a kickoff out of bounds. Now on the return they start. Ellaby handoff. Jordan Taylor, the running back, plunging ahead. Up past the 40-yard line to the 42.
SLUH's had some success running between the tackles. They've picked up 7 or 8 yards on that carry, and they're in a second and short, which is where they want to be.
2nd and 3. Ellaby looking at the sideline. Play clock winding down. Same with the game clock. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Handoff again. Taylor with the seam up the middle. Pierce Fisher finally brings him down, but not before he gets into Rockhurst territory. He'll go from his own 42 to the Rockhurst 42.
SLUH's found something in the middle. That was a 20-yard gain.
So into the first quarter here. Thanks for joining us again. Ivan Burns here with Steve Torline. We are experiencing some technical difficulties with the huddle camera, so we have not got a visual on the field. That may be from the 6 o'clock start. Usually it's a 7 o'clock start here. But because SLUH High, a team from St. Louis, has come into town, they moved the kickoff up to 6 o'clock. So the scheduled time for the huddle camera start might be off. We're trying to fix that at the moment.
Well, Rockhurst has to be happy with their first quarter. They've executed both offensively and defensively. They've scored twice and held SLUH to no points, and Rockhurst has no turnovers. It's all good.
Our visual is scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. We are doing radio with a booth visual for 36 minutes. So thank you for staying tuned. SLUH High now. At the Rockhurst 41, they flipped the field. Rockhurst started going to our left. Now SLUH High going to our right. Handoff Taylor up inside the 40.
SLUH is spreading the play out. They're putting trips on the wide side and then running Harris back to the short side.
Yeah, they like to get the ball into Keenan Harris and Jordan Taylor, their hands. Zach Allen, another guy to watch. Another person, Tyler Kosminski, he had a few catches last week. He has not touched the ball yet today. But SLUH High, their best drive so far today. 2nd and 6 in Rockhurst territory at the 37-yard line of the Hawklets. Ellaby with Taylor behind him. Handoff, Jordan Taylor. He is tackled, brought down. Kevin Sullivan got in the backfield, got an arm around him, and then Rockhurst swarmed to make the tackle in the backfield.
Sullivan slipped around the pulling tight end and made the tackle.
So 3rd and 7, a loss of 1 on the play. In these conditions, it would be certainly tough to kick a field goal. From here, it would be very far. 55-yarder. So we would be very surprised if we saw a high school kicker boot that.
Definitely, especially with these conditions.
3rd and 7. Tough spot in the field for SLUH High. Probably 4-down territory. Ellaby. Taylor to his left. Handoff Taylor with a massive hole cutting upfield down to the 25-yard line. Jordan Taylor.
Again, SLUH is finding success between the tackles.
So Jordan Taylor, their running back, committed to Lindenwood. Was a 3-star according to 247 Sports. Offers from Ball State and Kent State. Taylor, definitely a big-time player for them, and he has really sparked this offense.
To this point, he has been their offense. Ellaby's had no success with the pass, and
yeah, SLUH High usually, especially last week, is now a handoff. Taylor absolutely brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He had no space. He was hit almost immediately after he took the handoff. So a great play by Rockhurst.
Yeah, Luke Connell stunted and met Taylor behind the line of scrimmage right after the handoff.
A loss of 2 there. 2nd and 12. So like we said, last week versus Christian Brothers, obviously the game script would have pointed to more passing, but by the time they were down 23-0 at the start of the second half to a great Christian Brothers team, they kind of just mailed it in, ran the ball. Their run-first team, not much passing. If they do pass, it's a screenplay. And this one is a pass. Tipped. Caught by Kevin Sullivan. He is going down the right side. Sullivan, will he be caught? Inside the 20, down to the 10. Sullivan stumbling inside the 5. Kevin Sullivan, it got tipped and then intercepted.
What a great play by number 88, Kevin Sullivan. He made it. We talked about earlier. He about had one on the first possession, but this is what he anticipated and made it all the way down to the 2-yard line.
SLUH loves to run those screen plays out wide. When they do pass it, it's usually something like that. They had one already that was tipped, like you said, and now this one was read perfectly by Rockhurst. An initial Rockhurst defender got their hands on it, popped it into the air, and then Kevin Sullivan, obviously the tight end for Rockhurst. Now he's playing more defense with Warren Robertson stepping in at tight end, using his hands there, his great hands, to make the catch. Ran it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Sullivan's interception flipped the script because to that point it was SLUH's best drive of the night.
Jordan Taylor, who's been all of their offense, actually made the tackle there, so not only playing offense but even playing some defense. Rockhurst will take their first time out here. So at the 5-yard line, Rockhurst a chance to put SLUH in a really, really tough position. Already up 14-0, knocking on the door of the Junior Billikens.
Yeah, SLUH was driving on that last possession, and that interception completely flipped the script, and now Rockhurst is threatening to go up by 3 scores early in the second quarter.
9:04 to play in the second quarter. Rainy conditions here, wet conditions. We've seen a lot of runs. The only team that's been able to execute the pass game so far has been Rockhurst. They had a deep pass to Blake Thomas early in the game. SLUH so far tonight, they have not been great passing. 0 for 2 with an interception. It was run all the way down to the 5-yard line. They're lucky it wasn't a pick 6.
He was within just a few feet, and he would have made it.
Miller now at the right hash. Takes the snap. Dropping, fade right side, way over the head of Kevin Sullivan, who just made the interception.
I think the Rockhurst coaches were trying to get Sullivan his touchdown that he almost
was.
had.
He almost had the touchdown, got run down by SLUH's best player tonight, Jordan Taylor. Incomplete. They like to run that play in the red zone. Kevin Sullivan playing offense. He hasn't played much offense so far this year. Dislocated his elbow early in the season. They love to run that fade to him.
Well, he's 6'6", so he's got an advantage, height advantage over the defender.
Great athlete as well, starting basketball player. Pitch play left side now. Lewandowski inside the 5. Not much there, a pickup of 2. So 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. You wonder what Rockhurst is thinking. If they get a chance to go for it on 4th and goal, will they try to score a touchdown or will they kick a field goal? Already up 14-0.
Good question. There's 2 lines of thought. One, if you go up at 17 points, you're up 3 scores. On the other hand, a 21-point lead is not quite close the coffin, but it's getting really close.
Now in motion, left side, Warren Robertson. Fake pitch, Miller rolling to his right. Wide open, Kevin Sullivan. Faked the block, went out, disengaged, was wide open in the flat. Miller with the fake pitch, bootleg to the right side. Kevin Sullivan could not have been more open. He had a lot of green grass on that interception, couldn't get into the end zone, but there was able to get his touchdown.
Yeah, Miller did a great job with the fake and the bootleg, and Sullivan was wide open. Great play action.
And a good job by Kevin Sullivan on the release there. Did a good job faking the block.
Rutgers did. They got him his touchdown.
PAT up and good, so 21-0. Coach Donahoe did not have to ponder the 4th and goal decision. Rockhurst made it easy on him there. Miller and Sullivan with the touchdown.
It'll be interesting to see what SLUH does now. They're down 3 scores, 8 minutes left in the second quarter. They haven't shown really any propensity to throw the ball, but they're going to have to do something to try to turn this thing around a little bit.
Yeah, they're a run-first team. They did a lot versus Christian Brothers, and they never went away from that even when they were down. Down 21-0 in the second quarter. You got to think that they're going to want to air it out a little bit, but they really haven't shown any trust with their quarterback, Kyron Ellaby. Tevis will kick off again, his 4th kickoff of the night. We have 14 minutes of game time so far. Again, Rockhurst receives the kickoff out of halftime. So SLUH High is going to have to put up at least 1 score just to get back in this before halftime. 8:13 to play. Tevis a high boot. Zach Allen to return. Catches it at the 1 of the 10-yard line. Allen hit and dropped at the 20-yard line. Brennan Murphy with the tackle.
Great hit by Murphy. He knocked number 1 backwards at the 20-yard line.
Allen, a smaller guy, but known for his speed, agility. There he wasn't able to break anything. A good job on the kick coverage there. That's your former teammate, Coach Charbonneau, the special teams coordinator.
Yeah, Sharps is doing a great job with special teams.
Rockhurst has dominated every facet of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. 21-0. SLUH High now will start from their own 21. Right hash. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ellaby. Snap, handoff, actually play action outside. Kosminski, they went to him, and a flag is down late after the play. Looked like an RPO maybe.
Yeah, short pass to the tight end, the 88, who we hadn't heard from yet tonight. But we've got a flag in the backfield. Looks like it's on Rockhurst.
They might have picked it up.
Looks like he picked it up.
Loss of 1. Short pass. They have not aired it out at all tonight. 3 passes, 2 screens, short release there to Tyler Kosminski. Now the clock runs. Ellaby standing at his own 15-yard line. Taylor to his right. Play action, short pass, and zip to Kosminski off his outstretched hand. Incomplete. Not great placement there from Kyron Ellaby.
Yeah, it was close. 88. They're targeting 88 again, and he got a finger on it, but it was just too far in front of him.
3rd and 11. SLUH High in a bind at their own 20-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, they really can't afford a 3 and out here. They need to put together a drive.
A tall task here. A chance for the Rockhurst defense to feast. They've been great at forcing turnovers all season. See if number 10, Brennan Murphy, blitzes here. He does. Got pressure on Ellaby, and it is caught. SLUH High needed that. Will Schulte with the catch, the tight end. Up past the 35.
Good catch by Schulte.
Rockhurst brought the blitz. Ellaby stayed composed.
Murphy almost got there, but he was just a step too late.
Good play call there. And a fresh set of downs, something that SLUH High really needed. Now a handoff. And driven backwards. Not much there. Jordan Taylor on the carry. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. So early down, SLUH High wants to run the ball. Even when they're down, they've been running it almost every single play on 1st down, 2nd down. So you wonder if
they've had success. They've had some success running the ball, but with the turnovers and they just can't afford to give the ball back to Rockhurst.
We'll see if they throw here, 2nd and 11. And now a timeout for SLUH High. Their first timeout of the half. Rockhurst already called a timeout. SLUH High has called a timeout now. 6:36 to play. It has been all Rockhurst so far, 21-0. They have jumped on the Junior Billikens. So if we look at the series history, series started back up between these two teams. 2022, Rockhurst traveled to SLUH High. They won 17-14 in overtime. Then in 2023, they won 40-22 here at home. And then last year traveled on the road, won 21-11. In that game, Ellaby 20 for 32, 155 passing yards, a touchdown and an interception. So Rockhurst 3-0 versus them in the last 3 years. They have played them one other time in school history. The first year of Coach Sev's career, 1983. Ellaby now from the 36. He's going to throw, airing it out deep downfield, and it is caught. Zach Allen with the deep catch inside Rockhurst territory.
Yeah, Allen was on a go route on the short side of the field and man-to-man coverage, and got a step on.
Looked like Ben Hayes.
Ben Hayes. It
is not easy to step on Ben Hayes. He is probably the fastest player for this Rockhurst team. Track star, great sprinter, and Allen got behind him.
Well, that's what SLUH needed. If not, they were going to give the ball back to Rockhurst with over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. So we'll see what they can do with it now.
At the Rockhurst 31-yard line. Ellaby going to throw again. Left sideline, 50-50 ball, and looking for Allen again in a flag. Looks like it might be pass interference. Blake Thomas was in coverage.
Yeah, SLUH did just flip the field and ran the same exact play to the other side of. It looks like we do have a pass interference.
Back-to-back deep shots down the field, and SLUH High has found success in those two plays. It is pass interference. Blake Thomas, we have heard his name tonight. He is a great receiver for this team, great connection with Garrett Miller. So down to the 16-yard line they go from the right hash. Last time SLUH High was in Rockhurst territory, they threw an interception that got ran down all the way to their own 5-yard line. 5:52 to play. Handoff and nowhere to run.
Taylor escaped from Sullivan, but he couldn't outrun the Rockhurst linebackers.
Yeah, defensive line, linebackers, everyone there penetrating the offensive line. A loss of 4. They like going Taylor's way on the ground.
Now they brought trips to the near side.
Trips to the right side. Taylor in the backfield. One to the left of Ellaby. Dropping, he's going to loft it into the end zone. A 50-50 ball, incomplete. He wanted Tyler Kosminski. Pierce Fisher, the senior safety there, able to break it up.
Yeah, Rockhurst had safety help over the tops.
Looked like Elijah Curtis was in coverage there. Curtis, a great basketball player for Rockhurst. Young guy, sophomore. Good job in coverage there. Had help from Pierce Fisher. It was a 50-50 ball, but there are 2 Rockhurst defenders in the area, so it was more like a 75-25 ball. 3rd and 14. Field goal would not do much for SLUH High. Handoff. Kendall McNutt inside the 15-yard line. McNutt, a linebacker for them.
Looks like they're bringing out the field goal.
They're going to attempt a field goal. Like I said, Kendall McNutt, a linebacker for them, committed to Kent State. Usually we don't see him on the offensive side of the ball, but a carry there for him. A 32-yard attempt from the left hash for SLUH High. High snap. The kick is up, and it is no good.
I don't know if it was tipped. It looked like it was almost tipped.
Yeah, Rockhurst did a good job of getting there, getting into the area where the holder was. They also did a good job of not hitting anybody and causing a penalty. Either way.
Coach Charbonneau will be happy with that play.
Yep, Coach Charbonneau, former teammate of you here, and now Rockhurst. They SLUH High misses the field goal. Rockhurst will start from their own 20. SLUH High, they needed points there, and they did not get them.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, they drove down the field by far their best drive, within scoring position, and then they walk away with no points.
21-0, 4:23 to play. Now an end around, Blake Thomas with it. Garrett Miller will throw a block, and now a flag.
Little razzle-dazzle reverse to Thomas, but we do have a flag. Looks like it's a hold.
It was a hold. I believe that was a hold on the quarterback, Miller, who tried to throw the block there. The referee was looking right at him and threw the flag.
That's why quarterbacks don't block.
That is true. It was a small pickup, maybe 4 or 5, but that holding will move him back. Will be 1st and 20.
Well, let's see if Rockhurst can get another score. We've got 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the second quarter.
If Rockhurst can't get another score, they'll try to at least run some clock off. SLUH High shut out already in this first half.
And like you said, Rockhurst will get the ball in the start of the second half.
Miller, low snap. Going to his right now. Looking downfield, he wants to heave it. He will. Looking for Johnson, incomplete. Tristan Johnson slipped behind the defense there. A good job of Miller to extend the play, and that left just enough time for Tristan Johnson to get behind the SLUH High defense. It was a long pass.
Great throw by Miller. If Johnson makes that catch, he's in for a touchdown.
That would have been a 90-yard touchdown. Probably the dagger if he would have made that play. And it's weird saying that in the second quarter, but that's how this game has looked so far.
28 points would be really, really hard to come back from.
2nd and 20. See what Rockhurst does. Miller dropping, and a shovel pass. Cash Lewandowski up past the 10. Short pickup. About 3 or 4 yards.
Seems Rockhurst is, these last 2 drives they've relied more on the pass, and maybe they're going to start getting back to feeding it to Lewandowski.
3rd and 17 from their own 13. You got to think that maybe they hand this ball off and try to force SLUH High to take a timeout, maybe run some clock. Miller under center. 2 to his left and a timeout. Rockhurst.
Rockhurst has a third and long on their end of the field. Do they play it conservative? I suspect that they will. Either give it to Lewandowski or...
They have been able to attack downfield throughout the season, throughout this game. But already up 21-0, you got to think that Coach Donahoe might hand it off. And just a handoff here is not necessarily a conservative play. When you have a guy like Cash Lewandowski, he can break something. He can always break a play. So it'll be interesting to see. Does Rockhurst just hand it off here? Do they run something to try to get the ball into one of their playmakers' hands? I assume it won't be something that requires a deep pass or a deep route. Rockhurst 4-0 all-time versus SLUH High. They've won the last 3 years, won in 1983 like we talked about already. Coach Severino's first year. They beat the Junior Billikens 13-10 in the state semifinal en route to winning Coach Sev's first state championship, one of many. Now Miller, deep drop, sideline, dangerous pass caught by Elijah Curtis. Upended at the 25.
Miller did a great job sliding to the left, to his left, and finding Thomas. He still looks, he's short.
Yeah, we'll be short.
He'll be short by about 5 yards.
Yeah, down to the 26-yard line. So Tommy Hendricks will come out to punt. Back deep, Zach Allen, the speedy receiver. Hendricks low punt. He will get a short Rockhurst bounce as it rolls to the SLUH High 38-yard line. SLUH High with their first defensive stop of the night.
Good punt. Did not give the opportunity for Allen to have a chance to return it.
Allen, obviously one of their best playmakers, along with Jordan Taylor, Keenan Harris. We've called their names a lot, and they haven't necessarily been in good ways.
Well, let's see if SLUH can get something going. They've got 2 minutes and 51 seconds to try to get some points before the half.
Rockhurst gets the second half kickoff. We are 11 minutes away from a visual. Thank you for sticking with us here. The huddle camera scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. It is a 6 o'clock start. Ellaby taking the snap, throwing it left side, broken up. Wanted Tyler Kosminski. Elijah Curtis in coverage. Curtis just had the last catch on that drive there.
Yeah, Curtis almost had an interception. It was close.
Second and 10, that stops the clock with 2:46 to play. SLUH High 2 timeouts. He'll be up to the line of scrimmage. 2 to his left. Taylor also in the backfield to his left. Handoff to Taylor. Taylor looking for something, and a flag flies.
Looks like we have another hold.
Might be a hold on SLUH High. We'll see. It is a hold. Not what they needed. That will move them back.
I think they called it on number 63, the right tackle.
SLUH High has struggled offensively. That will just add to their problems. They will move back to their own 28-yard line.
SLUH's in no hurry to run a play either. They're coming to the line.
Clock ticking. Inside 2:20 we go. Ellaby with the snap. Going right side, wants Kosminski, and he overthrew him. Good pressure there from Rockhurst. Looked like Pierce Fisher, the safety blitz.
Yeah, Miss Fisher almost got to him that time. The problem is when you get there, Ellaby's 270 pounds. He's a big man back there.
Pierce Fisher, a strong player, but even for him, that's a challenge. So 3rd and 20 from their own 28-yard line. Ellaby with trips to his left. Allen lined up to his right. And now Blake Thomas with a corner blitz. Backside, he will get to Ellaby and bring him down. Blake Thomas with the corner blitz. Weak side, Ellaby was never looking his way. And a great job by Rockhurst.
He never saw it coming. And the other thing that Thomas did great was he hit him low. He went for his legs and did not try to tackle a 270-pound quarterback on his shoulders.
Maybe some help with the play call from SLUH High. They decided to go trips left and go that way. And a good call by Rockhurst to bring a weak side blitz. He was not looking. No one picked him up. Untouched. Thomas using his speed to get home there. A sack for him, a rare sack for him. 4th and 26. SLUH High forced to punt it away here.
And Rockhurst is going to have time they have a chance to get another score before half. For
the kicking game for Rockhurst, Devrex is their normal kicker. However, they also added Henry Tevis. We've talked about him a little bit tonight. He does the kickoffs. He's got a really big leg. We've seen him hit from 50 in pregame. For St. Thomas Aquinas, he had I believe, a 41-yarder to win it. And he was not on the same page. Maybe some of his inexperience kicked in. And so it'll be interesting to see if they get down in that area, what kicker do they go with? High snap, punt away. Thomas won't even touch it as it goes out of bounds. Not a great punt, and Rockhurst is going to start their drive here in SLUH High territory.
Yeah, they got great field position, and a minute 53 to go, so they've got plenty of time. They've got, I think, 2 timeouts, so they're in a good spot.
21-0. I think SLUH High has two timeouts. Rockhurst has used theirs so far, so no chance to stop the clock. A field goal would put them up 3 scores, 24-0. SLUH High would have to score 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, and with the way their offense has been rolling, it looks like that would be almost an impossible task.
Or not rolling.
Yes. From the SLUH High 42, Miller trips to his left. He's going to go that way. High throw. Wanted Kevin Sullivan. Keenan Harris, the Mizzou commit, with the breakup on the KU commit there, Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, that's probably best play. Clock stops, otherwise Sullivan's inbounds, and the clock would continue to run. It would have been only a short gain.
Not what Rockhurst wanted there on that pass. It was an errant throw from Miller, a rare errant throw. He's been great so far tonight, great so far this season for Rockhurst. Second down now. Same formation, 3 to the left. Miller now read option. Lewandowski a one-hand snag, and he slips on the turf there. Kendall McNutt with the tackle. But Lewandowski tried to cut it upfield, lost his footing. A loss of 2.
The clock continues to run, so we're down to a minute 30 and third and 12 for Rockhurst.
Rockhurst trying to hurry up. Maybe in 4-down territory. Miller dropping to his left now. He's going to sling it sidearm. Caught Tristan Johnson on the sideline. He got 2 feet in. Only need 1, but he got both of them in. Up to the 26-yard line.
Not only a great catch, but he was able to get out of bounds.
Stops the clock with 1:17 to play. SLUH High needed that stop just to get off the field defensively.
Yeah, their defense has got to be tired. They've been out there a lot in this first half.
Rockhurst in I formation. Lewandowski the tailback. Play action. Miller to his right. Looking downfield, he will throw it for Thomas, who catches it inside the 15. First down to the SLUH High 14-yard line. He gets out of bounds there. A sideline catch with Miller rolling to his right on the bootleg.
Yeah, great play action, great bootleg, and Miller really is. He's accurate. He puts the ball on the receiver.
Put it right on Thomas's chest, right on the number 4.
And they were able to get out of bounds again and stop the clock. So they've got a minute 11.
All ones on the clock. 1st and 10. Knocking on the Junior Billikens' door yet again. Miller pump fakes to his right now. We'll see if it is caught. SLUH High signaling incomplete. The referee
signals the catch.
Signaling it a catch. Another sideline catch.
Rockhurst has 4 receivers on the wide side of the field, and Miller goes back to the single receiver on the short side.
Out of bounds again. 2nd and 4 at the 8-yard line. 1:05 to play. Rockhurst might think about running it, not give SLUH High too much time on the clock. Now handoff. Cash, right side. Lewandowski punches it in. Great blocking from Rockhurst. Their 4th touchdown of the first half. It is 27-0. Extra point coming on.
Great block and great run. I mean, Lewandowski read his hole and made it off the right side.
Lewandowski was at the 8-yard line to the left of Miller, took the handoff to the right side, ran off the tackle, and got some great blocking from the tight ends. A few guys pulled, and he was able to punch it in. Devrex PAT up and good, 28-0.
Yeah, SLUH's in a deep hole now. They're going to have to decide at halftime how to try to get back in this, and especially with Rockhurst will have the ball coming out in the second half. Their defense is tired, and they've been out there a lot tonight.
Thank you all for sticking with us. We're going to get a visual in about 2 minutes, 6:58 right now. Huddle camera should come on at 7 o'clock. The only thing you've missed visually is Rockhurst obliterating SLUH High. It has been domination, both sides of the football. And now SLUH High will have 59 seconds and 2 timeouts to try to get something. Rockhurst receives the ball out of the second half to get the kickoff. SLUH High last week a 37-0 loss to Christian Brothers, and this one quickly looking like it could be worse.
We'll see whether the SLUH takes a knee and calls it, tries to come back the second half, or if they're going to try to score something late.
Up back will take it here. Kosminski past the 25. It's a dilemma for SLUH High because they have been so bad offensively. You would think that they just want to get to the half and make some adjustments, but they're down by so much, 28-0. They can't take a single possession for granted.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They need to score. It'd be great if they could get a score before halftime, but if nothing else, just keep Rockhurst from scoring, getting the ball back.
Rockhurst, no timeouts. SLUH High, 2 of them. Ellaby with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Allen to his left. Jordan Taylor in the backfield with him. Now he'll go to Allen, and it looked like it was tipped. It was either tipped or spiked short of his receiver, Zach Allen.
And the problem with that is the clock stops. So there's still 51 seconds to go in this first half.
We do not have our visual yet. When it does turn on, we'll make sure to flip it. 51 seconds left in the half. SLUH High would have to go 73 yards for a touchdown. In motion, Kosminski. Handoff. Taylor bouncing it to the outside. Taylor with a cut. Taylor down the sideline past the 50. He will not be caught. Pierce Fisher was in pursuit, and Jordan Taylor breaks a touchdown. 73-yard run. SLUH High needed that, and they got it.
Well, it looked like they were just running it up the middle to kill out the clock, and Taylor makes a break, gets to the outside, and outruns the defense. And that's exactly what SLUH needed to at least not put the nail in the coffin.
So Rockhurst, they've been great all half on defense. They've been bend, don't break. They've allowed a few drives into their own red zone. SLUH High missed a field goal, and they had an interception already. But there, the Rockhurst bend, don't break defense broke. PAT is up and through. 28-7. SLUH High with points on the board in the second quarter.
Yeah, Taylor it was a basic dive up the middle, and he was able to bounce it outside and outrun the safety.
Jordan Taylor, superstar athlete for them. He's been their best player. Got great speed. We saw it when he chased down Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan had an interception, took it all the way down to the 5. Could have scored, but Taylor ran him down.
We'll see if that score does anything to the momentum of the game and whether their defense shows up.
38 seconds for Rockhurst. They've had some success taking it out on kickoffs this year. They've got Blake Thomas and Cash Lewandowski back. Two great players. Super explosive, hard to bring down. SLUH High's first kickoff of the night. Rockhurst has had 5 so far. Just want a pooch kick to the outside, and Coppinger catches it and goes out of bounds. That one might have rolled out of bounds, but Coppinger just decided to catch it, not risk a turnover there.
Yeah, the ball was live, so he did the right thing. He got on it because it wasn't guaranteed that it was going out of bounds. And they still got good field position. They're on about the 30, it looks like.
Good field position to start. Again, a long field goal would probably be taken by Henry Tevis, their new kicker. He's got a great leg. Can really drive the ball. They'll start at their own 30, the left hash. And Rockhurst is just going to decide to take a kneel here, send it to half. SLUH High, no timeout. 28-7, Rockhurst in the first half. A long 73-yard touchdown got SLUH High on the board at the end of half there, but still in a big hole. Rockhurst will get the ball when we come back. Steve, what have you seen from these two teams tonight?
From Rockhurst standpoint, they dominated offensively, defensively, special teams. They look better than SLUH. The only mistake was that one run to Taylor that was it was just a basic dive up the middle that he was able to break to the outside and give them their one score, which again we'll see whether or not that gives them any momentum coming into the second half. Rockhurst will have the ball to start, and that defense of theirs has got to be tired. They've been on the field a lot in that first quarter, or the first half, excuse me.
All right, thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon. Hopefully we'll have a visual for you guys. 28-7, Rockhurst leads. because I was sitting here with Mr. Hockey and the visual wasn't coming on because we were like, oh, it's scheduled to start at 6. Scheduled to start at 5:58, and then it didn't come on. I even mentioned to him, I was like, I wonder if they messed the schedule up because
Yep. 2 years ago, we were on fall break when we played them, and I showed up at 6:30, and it was halfway through the second quarter. I had no idea.
yeah.
The easiest way to get to it is to go to prepnewsonline.com, and it should be the top story.
Is this the first 244 or the second?
Yeah, it's on the press box. It's an automatic camera.
All right.
It grabs attention, which is why you see it kind of moving over there now, because this is where it's sensing movement, and then probably if Rockers players get closer to midfield, it's probably going to pick up on their movement.
It's not manually controlled at all.
No, it's all sensor basically.
Co-designed by a former student of mine when I was teaching at Michigan South.
Now
Give it up to
that we're
Lincoln
off
University,
camera,
Lincoln,
we can shift over a little
Okay,
bit
yeah.
so that I can see some.
Yep.
They designed it and marketed and targeted it towards like NFL teams and major college teams. And Nebraska was using it for free. That was there because they were there at Lincoln, so they gave them that to test. It was all new, and they were showing things that like a high school coaches camp, and all the high school coaches were like, "What is that? What is that? How can we get that?" And anyway, they realized fairly quickly that they were marketing it all wrong. They were
high schools
they were
there
going
are
for big
programs.
money from the big programs, and they flipped their script and they started offering for a lot less to the high schools, and
Come back on
it just took off.
Yep.
I mean, over 2 years,
I
it
think
was just everywhere in the Midwest.
just gonna talk about first half takeaways, like some of the adjustments. Like for you, probably say what are the adjustments SLUH needs to make. And so,
Trying to reconnect them.
yeah, but we're gonna go back. We're actually gonna go.
Kansas City, wanna come?
I think we should start visual here in a few seconds. So we're gonna start visual here.
That would be awesome.
Right here.
Awesome. Yeah, he was a computer science major. There was 3.
Welcome back, everyone, into the booth. Ivan Burns, Steve Torline. It has been all Rockers so far, 28-7. Offensively, defensively, Rockhurst has won battles on both sides of the ball, but SLUH broke a touchdown there at the end of the first half. Steve, what does SLUH need to do to get back into this game?
They've got to create possessions. They've got to maintain the ball. They've got to keep the ball out of the Rockhurst football team's hand, and put together some drives. They've got to. Their defense was on the. I didn't have a chance to look at the time possession, but their defense was on the field the majority of that first half, and they just can't. If they want any hope to get back into this game, they've got to put together and sustain drives.
Last week, SLUH lost 37-0 to Christian Brothers. Going into half, they were down 23-0. Going into half here, 28-7. So really some demoralizing half times for the Junior Billikens. We're about 3 minutes away from the second half kickoff. So maybe just talk to us a little bit, Steve, about your playing career and what you did, because we just love hearing about you, your connection to Rockhurst with, Mr. Charbonneau, Stephen Charbonneau, the special teams coordinator.
Well, I mean, I said I went to Benedictine. They had a great program, a legendary coach, and we had success. We ended up, my senior year, we made it to the national semifinals, and those friends of mine, I talked with them daily. Our quarterback, Chris Tabor, is actually the special teams coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, and it was just the game of football gives you both at high school and the college level. It provides with you friends who will they talk about it. Like some of my best friends now are parents of my kids' friends, and the Jim Roots, the Robbie Arthurs, Brewster. There's just a ton of them who all played here at Rockhurst, and it's a special place for them. Reed Levi is a former player here, played at Benedictine, and he coaches my son's youth football team. So there's a big connection to Rockhurst, and it's a really special place. I can't wait for my son to come to school here.
Yeah, lots of connections. So final game of the season here, Week 9 for Rockhurst. Their season summary so far started on the road at St. Pius. It was the same day that they found out that they would be in Class 5 this year. They went on the road, won 49-19. Garrett Miller's first varsity start. He went 13 for 15, 191 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. On the ground, Cash Lewandowski broke out, 16 carries, 146 yards. Also added 34 receiving yards. He had 3 touchdowns that game. Week 2, Ray Peck here at home won 33-3, had 2 defensive touchdowns in that game. Week 3 got it going on the road at Olathe North, 35-14, aided by another defensive touchdown. Then September 19th at Lee Summit West won 42-28. Their left tackle James O'Farrell, however, went down out for the season with a meniscus in that game. The center Jack Sprague was out for the season with a broken tibia. He got hurt in Week 1. So after Week 4, that offensive line was really beat up. Week 5 came back home. Homecoming week, big matchup. Bishop Miege at home, big rivalry. 35-0, 5 touchdowns to 5 different guys. And then the last 3 weeks, lost at home to Blue Springs 29-38 on their Braveheart night. Went on the road to St. Thomas Aquinas, won in overtime with a walk-off 2-point conversion, 36-35. And then coming off a loss on the road at Liberty North, 12-21. So now they're standing at 6-2, 5-0 to start the season. Their first 5 games, 1-2 in their last 3. Now trying to get to 7-2 versus SLUH High, and they're on the right path, 28-7 as we kick off for this second half. Patrick Mortland with the kickoff. Low squib, and SLUH High. Looks like they got on it. SLUH High doing a good job of retaining possession on the opening kickoff. Seemed Rockhurst was ready for it at the end of the first half on a kickoff. That one they're not ready enough, and so SLUH High will start in plus territory.
That's exactly what SLUH needed to do. They got the ball. They flipped the script. They now have the possession coming out of the half, and they've got the momentum. Once you get it, you want to keep it as long as you can, and this is exactly what SLUH needed to at least try to make this another game.
They've struggled offensively. Defensively, they've struggled, so trying to make it happen on special teams, and they get the job done there. Handoff to Taylor. Taylor brought down second effort. First guy there was Henry Coppinger.
Yeah, Coppinger stood him up and slowed him down, and then the rest of the defense came and finished him off.
Pickup of 2 to the Rockhurst 30-yard line. Now that you have that visual, we described it earlier, 6'2", 270 pounds, Kyron Ellaby, but definitely a sight to see, to say the least.
I think he's the biggest high school quarterback I've ever seen.
Ellaby, play action, right side, throws, has got Allen. Allen inside the 30.
Yeah, they're executing better in the second half already than they were in the first half. They've got put together a couple positive offensive plays, and they've got it down to a short 3rd and short on the Rockhurst 23.
3rd and 1. They bring in some extra beef. Sebastian Tate coming in the game. Plays some defensive line. Now he'll line up on the offensive line as well. Ellaby, 2 receivers to the left. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Maybe a botched handoff, and he falls forward. Enough for a first down.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a handoff to the running back, but he muffed the snap, and so he took it himself. It's hard to stop a 270-pound quarterback.
Again, wet conditions. Ball is slippery. We've seen some plays so far. We already saw Kyron Ellaby drop a ball on the first possession. There he bobbled the snap, but was able to keep his composure. Handoff again. Taylor inside the 10. A good job there of bouncing off Rockhurst defenders.
Another almost muff snap or handoff by Ellaby, but he got it off to Taylor in the in the option, and Taylor took it in for another first down.
So we talk about Ellaby and his size, 270. His younger brother, who is a junior, Caden Ellaby, their left guard is 6'1", 349. Short motion. To Taylor again, a flag. Gets a surge inside the 5. We'll see if this is coming back.
SLUH's won three straight option plays to the left. They think they found something. Except now they've got a holding call that's going to take them back.
Holding call that will move them back. Rockhurst looking to prevent a touchdown. If SLUH can get into the end zone, they'll cut down what was a 28-0 lead. They'll cut it in half to 28-14 as they try to claw their way out of a deep hole they've dug themselves.
Yep. They certainly have a deep hole, but they did exactly what they needed to do coming out of the half. They got the possession, they've got the momentum, and they're in the Rockhurst end of the field.
At the Rockhurst 19 to be specific. Ellaby getting the play from the sideline. Allen at the bottom of the screen. Kosminski above him. Ellaby's going to throw. Lobs it to Allen. Covered by Curtis. It is tipped in the air and intercepted. Carter Mullen.
Just what SLUH didn't need to happen.
A good job there. Elijah Curtis in coverage was guarding Allen. It's interesting that they kind of lobbed that ball up to Zach Allen. Smaller guy, 6'1", 165. Had Elijah Curtis on him. Elijah 6'1". And Carter Mullen, that's his second interception of the season. He had a pick 6 back in week 2 versus Rapec to end the game.
Yep. Carter had safety help over top, and then he beat him to the ball.
Tipped in the air and a mistake. You see why SLUH High maybe not wanting to throw the ball. They've kept it on the ground a lot. Miller. Handoff. Cash Lewandowski. SLUH High doing a good job there to stop Lewandowski.
Well, that was the best opportunity yet for SLUH, and they let it go. So let's see how they respond now if Rockhurst can regain the momentum.
It seemed like SLUH High had all the momentum there until maybe that holding call moved him back. They had it inside the 5 on that run play, but a hold moved him back to the 19-yard line. They decided to throw up a fade. It did not work out. 2 Rockhurst defenders in the area to get the interception, and now Rockhurst with the ball. Miller, play action, rolling to his left, and he will just throw it out of bounds. A smart decision.
Yeah, Miller's a dynamic quarterback. He kind of throws almost like a sidearm.
We see that a lot with number 15 for the Chiefs. Garrett Miller wears number 15 for Rockhurst. I wonder why. A lot of Kansas City quarterbacks wearing that number. 3rd and 9. Miller in the first half was 10 for 14 with 139 passing yards. 3 to his left. Miller takes the snap. Stepping up. He can run. Spins. Being brought down from behind. A great effort there. He's going to be just short, but if Rockhurst wants to, they can elect to go for this.
Yeah, Miller picked up 5 yards completely on his own. That was a great run.
Looks like they might measure here with the chains, bring the chains out. Miller escaped there, got up the middle on the scramble. Someone was on his back, and he just dragged the defender with him all the way up to about the 30. Rockhurst signaling they have it. SLUH High signaling they don't, and the referees will side with the junior Billikens. Rockhurst just short.
Yeah, just short. Fourth and inches.
Inches. Very, very close. A game of inches. We'll see if Rockhurst goes for it here. They could sneak it. They could hand it off to Lewandowski.
Maybe Rockhurst has a tush push.
Yeah, that would be very, very helpful in this situation. So a risky decision. Miller lining up under center. If SLUH High can stop Rockhurst, they can regain the momentum. They're going to sneak it. Rockhurst did not need much there. Believe they got it.
Looks like you got it.
So they did go with the tush push. It worked out. Nobody in the back to shove Miller, but he was able to sneak it. Good surge from the offensive line. Kevin Novel, Declan Sullivan, some of that interior offensive line doing a good job there.
Rockhurst brings in their fullback, Coppinger.
Pitch. Lewandowski tackled up high. That was Keenan Harris. Harris, the Mizzou commit. Talked about him earlier. He's a 3-star according to 247. Number 4 recruit in the state of Missouri.
He showed it there. That was a great hit. Lewandowski is fighting. It's a little more difficult.
Tried to get to the left side there. It was a high tackle, but Harris was able to stop his momentum. It's not easy to solo tackle Cash Lewandowski, but Harris doing a good job there. 2nd and 10. Miller play action. Outside of the pocket, and he's got someone in his face. He will chuck it, and we'll see if it is an interception. They're going to signal that
it is.
It is. There is a flag down at the 40-yard line. We'll see if Rockhurst can get this back with a pass interference. Miller had a defender in his face. He was trying to throw it away, it looked like, but he just didn't get there.
Yeah, that was a risky pass. Miller, if he was trying to throw it away, he didn't throw it obviously far enough, and if he was trying to throw it to the 5,
Tristan Johnson.
to Johnson, Johnson was draped by 2 different defenders. He probably wants that one back.
It's going to be a penalty on SLUH High, though, I believe, so Rockhurst is going to get away with this one. I think it was a pass interference.
Defensive holding.
Defensive holding.
So Rockhurst and Miller were lucky with that one.
Miller's been great at protecting the football this year. That one not a good job, but it will get away with it. So not only interception wiped off the board, but a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Yeah, that was a big play.
Short pitch. Lewandowski trying to get something, trying to get anything. If there's anything that SLUH High has done well today, it's been stop Lewandowski. In the first half, 11 carries, 52 yards. A solid job by him, but we've seen him explode for a lot more than that in the first half this year.
Yeah, and it seems like he got his yards. Lewandowski got his yards earlier in the first half, and SLUH has tightened up its defense in the second, later in the first half, and in here into the second.
He's had not much room to work with. Miller trying to get SLUH High with the hard count there. SLUH High did jump a few times, and it's going to false start. They tried to go with the hard count, and sometimes when that happens, it'll mess up the cadence, the rhythm of the offense, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, left tackle jumped early.
Tom Ketting. Ketting, the younger brother of former Rockhurst superstar linebacker Jeb Ketting. He's playing at Colgate now. Tom has been thrust into this position. Tallest player on the team, standing at 6'7", 240. A young sophomore. Showing some inexperience there. Miller, touch pass, left side. Tristan Johnson trying to get anything, and he is brought down.
You can just tell, you can feel the SLUH has more excitement, more momentum. They've come out to play in the second half.
Yeah, sidelines showing some excitement there. A long 3rd down for Rockhurst. If SLUH High can get off the field here, would be a very good sign for their defense. Defense hasn't got many stops today so far. Trips to the left, Sullivan, the tight end. Now Coppinger comes in motion, the fullback. Play action. He will go back to Lewandowski, who makes the catch, who gets past the 50. Lewandowski on the sideline. Cash Lewandowski inside the 30. Just as we were talking about how SLUH had bottled him up, Cash Lewandowski breaks free. It's not on the ground, but it's through the air, something that, you know, is very underrated in his skill set.
What a great play. Miller rolls slightly to his right, and Lewandowski bleeds back to the left, and they hit him.
So last week versus Liberty North, Garrett Miller threw an interception on a play just like that. They tried to get Lewandowski on a wheel route, and he was covered by a Liberty North defender. It seemed like Miller maybe didn't see that defender last week. This time, Lewandowski wasn't even picked up out of the backfield. Rockhurst down to the SLUH 26. Reverse. Miller with it, and he's going to go back to Lewandowski. Lewandowski inside the 20 down to the 16 as he turns to his own student section.
I like Lewandowski. He doesn't go out of bounds. He'll hit the defender rather than step out of bounds.
Delivering punishment there. Maybe some of that wrestler kicking in right there. Very physical player. Another first down at the SLUH 16-yard line. Rockhurst in front of the student section. Thomas out wide to the right. Ben Hayes in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Hayes, he's got speed, but he doesn't have much room. A short pickup. They'll give him 4 or 5.
Good offensive line push on the right side. Hayes wasn't touched until 3 or 4 yards downfield, and Lewandowski back in the game.
Yeah, that's Jackson Salee, the right tackle. He's one of the few offensive linemen still standing, quite literally, for Rockhurst this season. The right guard, Reese Fisher, younger brother of Pierce Fisher, also started this season. He's been battling some knee issues. Handoff, Cash Lewandowski breaking some tackles. Lewandowski inside the 5, diving to the end zone, just short. He'll be down to the 1-yard line.
Great run by Lewandowski again. He's kind of found his footing again. Broke several tackles there and was just short.
So in between the 1 and 2 yard line at the left hash, Miller, 2 receivers to his left, Tristan Johnson. Handoff, Lewandowski. He will plunge. They're going to say he's short. He will not plunge into the end zone. Offensive line trying to get a surge, and Miller thought he was in.
Well, I think he's as close as he can be without being in. He's right up there, right on the line. I bet we see it again, or even a quarterback sneak.
They had a quarterback sneak earlier in this drive on a 4th and inches. Now Miller, they broke the huddle. Now they'll get back together. Maybe the wrong play call. Miller, Lewandowski behind him. He's going to pitch it to him. Cash swarmed and brought down.
Big play by the SLUH defense.
Always a little risky when you pitch the ball, when you're that close to the end zone. When you pitch it backwards that far, SLUH able to get great penetration there and bring Lewandowski down. They go from inches away to the goal line. Now they're about 4 yards away.
Yeah, SLUH brought the house and hit Lewandowski 4 yards back.
Clock still ticking. Under 1:20 to play in the third quarter. Coppinger in motion, right side. They fake the pitch. Miller rolling to his left. He wants to keep it, and he is popped with a flag in the end zone.
Looks like we might have a pass interference. They held Carter, but we'll see. Miller took a hit too.
That is not something that you want to see if you're the head coach for Rockhurst, Kelly Donahoe. You love that your quarterback is out there playing with his heart, but in a game where you're up 28-7, probably a play where he's got to get down and slide. He will come out of the game there. Tristan Johnson, he's the receiver, as they're going to call pass interference.
Or did they? Did they pick the flag up? They must have picked
They
the
might
flag
have picked
up.
it up.
It's still 3rd down. Oh. Got some
3rd and goal from
clarification.
the
It was a
2.
penalty, but
Not an automatic first down. Lewandowski with blockers to the right side. He is in. Cash Lewandowski, the direct snap, had an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
yeah, they used the three blocking scheme again.
They did that already today, like I mentioned in the first half. They did that for St. Thomas Aquinas in their 36-35 overtime win. They lined up for their walk-off 2-point conversion in that formation before Aquinas called a timeout, and then they ran out a different set. Devrex 5 for 5 on PATs. Some good reps today for him. Rockhurst, a long, methodical drive, but they respond to SLUH High's into the first half touchdown, 35-7, 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, turnovers have killed SLUH in this game. They had a chance to score coming out of the second half, and that's a 14-point swing. So the game is soundly in control of Rockhurst. The question is whether or not SLUH can come back and at least manage another score.
Rockhurst has been great at forcing turnovers, especially early in the season. When they went 5-0 in their first 5 games, they forced 11 turnovers and only had 3. They had 5 defensive touchdowns. However, those 5 teams had a combined record of 13-25. Now fast forward the last 3 games, the combined record of those 3 teams 16-7. They are 1-2 in those games. They've only forced 2 turnovers in that 3-game span. So Rockhurst getting back to the turnovers. They've also had 5 defensive touchdowns this season. Almost had another in the first half. Tevis to kick off. This one will roll out of bounds. The second penalty on a kickoff out of bounds. You got to wonder, maybe is the footing wrong? Maybe is the wet, cold conditions affecting Tevis?
It could be, and he is inexperienced. Coach Charbonneau will work with him, but because it's hard when the ball gets to come out to the 35. And
SLUH High, they've had some good starting field position. They haven't capitalized on it yet today. Their one touchdown was a 73-yard run at the end of the first half. Really all Jordan Taylor, that's what their offense has been. Running back in the first half, 11 rushes, 121 yards. Like I said, 73 came on one play. Ellaby's going to pass on first down. Had pressure in his face, got it over Sullivan to Schulte, the tight end, who takes a hit and goes out of bounds past the 40-yard line. Elijah Curtis was there with the contact.
Good little play action, good coverage by Rockhurst. Kept it in bounds. The clock continues to run. The clock now becomes the enemy of SLUH. They've got to go almost hurry up this entire 4th quarter. They want to try to score as many points as they can.
Ellaby, a good job there of getting that pass over Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan, the edge rusher, 6'6", 235, a big guy. He's already had an interception and a batted down pass today. Ellaby going to throw again, left side caught. Allen. He had the first down, then went backwards a little bit. We'll see if they give it to him. They will move the sticks. And that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So Rockhurst up 35-7 for SLUH High in their final game of the regular season. Senior night, a lot of good stuff going well for the Hawklets.
Yeah, Rockhurst look solid on both sides of the ball. They've executed on offense. They've only given up one real big play on defense. Special teams have played well, other than the several of the kickoffs that went out of bounds. But those are those things are fixable. They can fix those things.
Welcome back into the booth. Third quarter break right now as we talk about the playoffs down the road for Rockhurst. So an interesting district. They've moved down from Class 6 to Class 5. Next week they'll likely take on either William, Chrisman, or Truman at home. That game will be on Thursday instead of Friday Halloween. And so Rockhurst has elected to not get into that mess. They're going to go on Thursday night. Then they'll have a district semifinal likely also at home. And then the district final, if all things play out the way they should, they'll take on Platte County, who is a great team. They haven't lost since November 10th of 2023.
Yeah, Bill Oots is a good friend of mine, head coach at Platte County, and Jeff Humberg, the offensive coordinator. We were teammates at Benedictine together, and Bill has put together a fantastic program in Platte County.
Ellaby taking a shot downfield. It is incomplete, broken up. Thomas got a hand on it. He was next to Pierce Fisher.
Yeah, good coverage by Fisher. Good coverage by Thomas. They had the receiver bottled up.
Ellaby, maybe a little bit of an ill-advised shot, down 28. They're going to have to connect on some big plays if they want to even have a chance to get close. Right now, down 4 possessions. From the 46. Handoff. Taylor bouncing it outside. Tackled there. Peter Nixon.
Great tackle by Nixon. He one-on-one, he was able to get Taylor down.
So to continue on the playoff talk, Rockhurst has dropped down. They were in Class 6. Traditionally, they're in Class 6. Now they're in Class 5 this year. If they win their district, they will be guaranteed to move back up to Class 6 due to what is called the championship factor in Missouri, which awards points for teams' performance. 3rd and 11. Ellaby gets it away. We'll see if that was caught. Looked like it might have been skipped, but
yeah,
I give him the catch.
It looks like he did. I have not seen Platte County play yet, but seeing what Rockhurst looks like tonight, they're going to have a really good chance of moving on. Platte County's going to have to bring their best game.
Henry Fitzpatrick with the catch there. It'll make it 4th and 9. Platte County this season so far, their last game they won 70-6. The week before that won 63-0. Their closest game has been 60-28. Now 4th down. Ellaby, it is batted down line of scrimmage. Luke Connell might have got a hand on it there.
I think it was Connell. Great play by Connell. Now I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Lewandowski in the Rockhurst run game.
Maybe get Ben Hayes involved, the younger sophomore, get him some reps in a 28-point game right now. Platte County, they've had a lot of dominant wins, but they haven't had a great schedule. So you wonder how they'll respond to a team like Rockhurst, which is a much higher caliber opponent than what they've faced throughout the season.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I will make it a point to go to that game because I said Bill's a really good friend of mine, and he's a really class act guy, and he's put together a fantastic program up there.
Pitch left side, Ben Hayes, the sophomore. Might have got to the 45-yard line.
We might start seeing some of the second string coming in here, getting some playing time in this. The game is pretty well in control. A 28-point lead by the Hawklets.
Platte County undefeated this season. They were undefeated last year. Won the Class 5 state championship. They have some big-time commits. Just like Rockhurst, they have a tight end committed to KU.
Yeah, the tight end is actually, that's Jack Oots. That's Bill's son, who's, I know he was recruited heavily by all the division, the power schools, and chose KU.
Now a flag. False start. Jack Oots, one of the better recruited players in Missouri. Rockhurst has seen some big recruits throughout the season. They saw the number 3 recruit in the state back in week 2 versus Rapec. It was DeZephin Walker, their running back. He's got offers from all over the place. Committed to OU, recruited by DeMarco Murray. Then at home versus Blue Springs, they faced Ronell Johnson, the number 5 recruit in the state, committed to Indiana. And now today, facing the number 4 recruit in the state. Miller, left side, deep shot over the head of Tristan Johnson.
Nice throw by Miller. He was just a step too far.
Keenan Harris for SLUH High is a Mizzou commit, number 4 in the state of Missouri. He's had a few good plays today.
Yeah, I would expect. I thought they would play him more on offense. He's an incredible athlete. He had the one kickoff return that you could see that he has speed, but he has played primarily defense today.
Sometimes they run out the wildcat formation with him, with a few blockers in the backfield. They did that already tonight. Miller, 3rd and 13, to his right, and a flag.
Looks like we got a hold.
I don't know if that was caught anyway.
Looks like it was a catch, but I think it's coming back.
Holding there on 3rd and 13. Don't think Thomas would have got the first down anyways, but good catch nonetheless. Maybe Rockhurst would have went for it on 4th down. But now a 3rd and 23.
Yeah, it's interesting. SLUH could have declined the penalty and put Rockhurst on a 4th down, but they decided to go give Rockhurst another down. And
Luke Brewster into the game now. Lined up to the left of Garrett Miller. Handoff, Brewster with it.
So Brewster's uncle was a teammate of mine at Benedictine, and Luke's dad, Josh, actually met with me before the game to give me some intel on this game. So I'm glad to see Luke get in there and get a touch.
Luke Brewster, he's got a few carries so far this season. One there in this 28-point lead for Rockhurst. Their second punt of the night. They had Tommy Hendricks punt already. He'll punt again. Brewster got 6 on that carry. The punt is blocked. And Rockhurst will jump on it. But SLUH High there, able to block it. It was
Graham Gear,
Caden Schrader maybe. Caden Schroeder, number 31, got
31. I thought it was 30.
Got up to Tommy Hendricks and got a hand on the punt, blocked it. And SLUH High, they would have liked that a bit earlier. 28-point game, ball in Rockhurst territory, so a good special teams play there for them.
Yeah, Coach Charbonneau will not be pleased with that. He went right by the left up back.
They'll start at the Rockhurst 21-yard line. Only touchdown for them today has been from Jordan Taylor, their running back. Ellaby dropping left side, incomplete, off the hand of Cash Lewandowski. Lewandowski has had a great day on the ground. Has had a catch through the air on offense, almost had a catch through the air on defense there.
Lewandowski almost had that just off his fingertips.
Almost the 3rd turnover on the day for SLUH High. They've not been able to protect the ball against a Rockhurst team that is great at forcing turnovers.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Lewandowski, I mean, he's obviously the workhorse on offense, and he's he goes both ways like a lot of these players do, which is
incomplete. Ellaby, nothing there. Lewandowski is the 2nd leading tackler on this team behind the senior Henry Coppinger. As we give a shout out to some of the seniors, Henry Coppinger, Colin Powell, Max Moylan, Charlie Bernstein, those two not on the field for this game hurt. Lots of different guys that have contributed to this Rockhurst program. Gabe Moore, a guy who had to step in on the offensive line, has played some defensive line, but had to step in when some injuries happened for this Rockhurst team. Liam Conway, a guy who tore his ACL last year, is back this year. Some seniors that have helped this program out. Thrown over the middle and incomplete. Carter Mullen had it in his hands, almost had a second interception.
Yeah, he wants that one back. It was right in his hands. I think he was looking downfield before he actually cut the ball.
He had a head of steam with him as well. Carter Mullen, a fast guy. We've seen him return a pick six already this year, and he might have been thinking about a pick six the other way before he had the ball. 4th and 10. Ellaby, 2 errant throws the last 2 plays. Three to the right. Will Schulte, one-on-one to the left. Running back Taylor in motion. Ellaby pressure. Sullivan chasing him. Now chased by Slee. Flings it out of bounds, incomplete.
Nice defense by Rockhurst. They forced Ellaby to roll to his right. It looks like
Caden Ellaby,
his little brother is slow getting up.
Slow getting up, holding his right leg as he limps off the field. I think it's safe to say that the SLUH plants did not work. Some of the teachers, Mr. Anthony Ray, Mr. Alan Ratterman, Mr. Chris Bosco, and Dan Shaver, all SLUH graduates, and all some important roles. When they're not doing that, they're at times gathering information, I would suspect, for SLUH, and it did not work out this week.
You know, between Caden and Kyron, I can't imagine the grocery bills in the Ellaby household.
They combined to be over 600 pounds. Rockhurst with a false start. Second team in. You got a crowd favorite. The senior Joe Pitzel able to come in on senior night. Is now number 1 Liam Conway, also a senior, able to come in. Gabe Moore, number 75, we just mentioned him. He's a senior as well. So some reps for these seniors. Pitch outside. Brewster pushing ahead.
Good hard run by Brewster.
Under 8 minutes to play. Clock ticking. Both teams all of their timeouts, but with this big of a difference in the score, you got to think that they probably won't be used.
Yeah, I think SLUH's going to want to get this thing over with and get on the bus and head home.
A long 4-hour drive that's going to feel a lot longer than 4 hours after this loss. I formation. Pitzel a handoff to the fullback. Tommy Hendricks with the carry. Hendricks also the punter for this team.
Rockhurst going out of the traditional I formation with the tailback and fullback, and
a handoff there to the fullback. Sometimes we see Henry Coppinger, Quinn Walsh, 2 fullbacks for this Rockhurst team, get some carries. 3rd and 9. I don't know about you, but I want to see Joe Pitzel sling this ball here. I want to see him let it fly. From their own 22. Pitzel, quarterback draw, left side, and brought down.
Yeah, and I think Rockhurst wants to keep the clock running. Another punt team's going to come back out and see if they can execute better than they did the last time.
SLUH High would love another block. Hendricks has had 2 solid punts tonight. His third one was blocked. Now under 6 minutes to play, Rockhurst is going to take this down. Hendricks, a low wobbler, came off his foot weird, and SLUH High will start in plus territory.
Yeah, not a good kick, not a good punt by Hendricks on that one.
Hendricks has had a few good ones tonight. Throughout the season, averaging just over 37 yards a punt. That one not quite 37 though.
Well, let's see what SLUH does. If they're going to come out and try to pass the ball more, or they've had more success, it seems, running the ball with Taylor, which will mean the clock will continue to run, but it might be their best hope of getting a score.
Some more seniors into the game now. Linebackers Lucas Sano and Campbell Lazar. Both seniors, both do kick coverage on special teams. Ellaby, quarterback draw. That is a big force going forwards. He got a lead block from his little brother.
Good run by Ellaby. I'm surprised they didn't do more of that earlier in the game, because he's a big man, and it's hard to bring that guy down.
Jordan Taylor to his left, 3 to his right. SLUH High looking to get something on the board. They're going to go quarterback draw again. Ellaby getting to the outside, and the Rockhurst sideline making sure to get out of the way of him.
Yeah, that kind of parted like the Red Sea there, let him through.
That's what will happen when you got a 270-pound quarterback going downhill. Surprised the student section didn't clear out there. 1st and 10 at the Rockhurst 34.
And by getting out of bounds, he stopped the clock, and let's see if he goes to the air this time.
Taylor in motion again. They're going to run quarterback draw again. Caden Ellaby, left side. Ellaby using his legs. Maybe a little bit of cardio.
Yeah, he's onto something here. Three plays, 3 quarterback draws.
Solid pickups, too.
Yep.
Maybe should have run this earlier. He's getting some good blocks from the left side of his offensive line. Albert Reinberg.
Well, and Rockhurst is back, not in a prevent defense, but they're not stunning and blitzing like they were in the first half.
Sebastian Tate, Albert Reinberg on the left side of that offensive line, giving him some surge to run with. Now Ellaby going to hand it off. Taylor already has a touchdown. He's brought down Campbell Lazar on the tackle.
Nice run by Taylor. We haven't heard from Taylor for a bit. SLUH not in a huge hurry to get these plays off.
Under 5 minutes we go. Taylor in motion, and snap is, that was a bad snap. I couldn't tell if it caught a piece of the offensive line, maybe caught a piece of the center, but Ellaby, a savvy play just to go jump on the ball there.
Yeah, I think it caught the center's leg as he tried to shotgun it back.
Maybe some offensive linemen moving there. Center probably
Ball could have been slick.
Looking to block or maybe looking to pull on that play. Got ahead of himself and snapped it off his leg. 2nd and 12. Ellaby handoff. Taylor inside the 10, still going. Runs over a tackler down to the 1 before he is stopped. A hard tackle. Xavier Clemens, the senior, brought the boom.
Yeah, great run by Taylor and a great hit by Clemens to save the touchdown.
Clemens, a guy on kick coverage, a senior. Does a lot of work under Coach Charbonneau, blocking and being a gunner. Good job there by him making the tackle. His 5th tackle on the season. SLUH High taking their time. 1-on-1 to the right. Ellaby, handoff. Taylor leaping. short of the goal line.
Wow, great play by the Rockhurst defense. I thought he was in.
Campbell Lazar, the senior, another good stop. Jackson Price in there, senior defensive end.
Now would be a perfect time to see if anyone would run the tush push. It would seem this would be a good play to call.
Ellaby is certainly big enough to do that. 270 pounds. Usually have a 270-pound guy on the offensive line. He's the quarterback, and he will hand it to Taylor, and then Taylor will get in. He kind of ran behind Taylor and gave him a shove from behind. That might have been the difference between him getting in the end zone.
Yeah, Ellaby gave him a little shove at the end to make sure that he was across the line.
Jordan Taylor, his second touchdown of the game. He's been the only guy to score for SLUH High. Ellaby in the first half was 4 for 10, 55 passing yards, an interception. So they really struggled to move the ball through the air. On that drive, they were able to move it on the ground and get some points on the board.
Yeah, 3 straight quarterback draws to Ellaby.
PAT is up and good. A high snap, a good job by the holder to pull that down. And Patrick Mortland, 2 for 2 on PATs tonight.
Let's see if SLUH tries an onside kick.
Down 21.
Got nothing to lose.
You'd think that they go with an onside kick. If they don't, they might just mail it in, try to focus on the playoffs, not get anyone injured. They do have 3 timeouts. They need a lot of stuff to go right for them here.
Looks like Rockhurst is putting out their hands team in anticipation that there will be an onside kick.
Rockhurst regaining some momentum in this game. They're 1-2. Their last 3 games, their only win being a 1-point win in overtime. And now up 21. This game not quite over, but if Rockhurst can get on this onside kick, assuming that it is an onside kick, it would really put this out of reach for SLUH High. Six to the left of Mortland, 4 on his right. The kick, a line drive, skipped down inside the 20. Hayes has got to get on it. He picks it up at the 15 and tackled there, 15, 16-yard line, maybe a 1-yard return from him. They did not go onside kick. It looked like they kind of just tried to find the weak spot.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pooch kick. I don't know if they were trying to get their ends to fly down and try to catch it on the bounce, but they didn't. They did not do what we thought they were going to do.
And give credit to the Rockhurst hands team there. Not usually there to block, but they blocked SLUH High just enough so that Ben Hayes could pick up that football. So offense comes back out. Joe Pitzel still leading the team. Pitzel coming into this game has had 1 rush for 1 yard on the season.
Brewster had a good run there. He was a step away. He got tripped up at the otherwise he had a big hole off to the right side.
Solid pickup of 3 as we go within 2:30 left in the game. Looks like maybe Caden Flores into the game as the tailback in the I formation. Handoff goes his way. Ben Hayes with it, actually.
Good run by Hayes. He is fast.
To the 25. Got a lot of speed, was able to use it there. Ben Hayes only a sophomore. They'll try to get him some reps. As Kevin Novel, one of their starting offensive linemen, is now limping off the field.
Rockhurst does not want to see that.
Last thing you want to see is
another offensive lineman going down.
In not only an offensive lineman, but just another injury to this whole team. Lots of guys have been going down. Offensive line very weak. 3rd and 1 I formation. Handoff Hayes. Outside.
Uh-oh.
Ben Hayes down the sideline. Hayes, will he be caught? He will not. Ben Hayes with the speed. Touchdown.
Looks like we got a flag down, though.
There is a flag.
Holding on Rockhurst. This one's coming back.
Ben Hayes, a long run. All for nothing.
Great run, though.
They got the flags out. They were running down the side of the field. Rockhurst celebrating, but it's coming back. Looked like Rockhurst had a long touchdown there to Hayes, but instead it'll come all the way back.
I couldn't tell who the penalty was on, but Hayes certainly shows he's an electric runner. He's fast.
Ben Hayes had a pick 6 back in week 1 versus Pius, right in front of the lathered up Rockhurst student section in week 1. They're very excited. Right in front of the all-white crowd at St. Pius. Third and 3. And Pitzel's going to keep it. Did he get it?
Looks like he's a little short. Oh, no.
They're saying to move the chains. And
that would be the game.
Joe Pitzel gets it on senior night. The senior finishing off. And he'll get a chance to go in victory formation if Rockhurst decides to. Pitzel under center. No victory formation here. And he'll just take the knee. Joe Pitzel finishes it off. Rockhurst wins 35-14 at home to finish the regular season. The Hawklets doing a great job, and that'll do it from us in the broadcast booth this season. Playoffs coming up soon. Next Thursday, a first-round playoff game for Rockhurst. Final score, 35-14. Lewandowski a big day, Miller a big day, and senior night goes as planned for the Hawklets. Thank you all for watching. I'm Ivan Burns here with Steve Torline. Steve, a big thanks. Big thanks to Scott Hopke, our director and producer, and a big thanks to offensive coordinator and athletic director Tom Cruz. So long from Dosta Memorial Stadium. Thanks for tuning in.